When I heard about this, I said I have to make a very quick video about it because this is unheard of. I've never heard of this ever happening, especially for a majority black college. Now, Morehouse has been in the news recently because of the controversy behind them allowing transgender students to go and enroll into their college. And that was the last time I talked about them. But this story right here, I actually enjoy having to report. It's one of those positive stories. So if you don't know who this guy is, his name is Robert F. Smith, and he's one of the few black billionaires in the establishment that doesn't really ever get talked about. But maybe he wants to stay more low key, and there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, he was the commencement speaker at this year's Morehouse graduation. And he made an announcement to the graduating class of about 400 students that definitely would have brought tears to my eyes if I was one of the graduating students, for real. Like, I probably would be in shock and awe of this actually happening. So in the middle of his speech, or maybe towards the end of his speech, he announced that he was giving a very hefty donation to the school. But it wasn't really so much going to the school. It was more for the students. It was a gift to the students. He announced that he, along with a foundation that he works with, is going to pay off every graduating student's student loans. Y'all heard that correctly. He is going to pay off every graduating senior's student loans. Mind you, there were about 400 that graduated. It estimated up to be about $40 million. That means that when they leave there, they will not have to submit one payment to whoever they got their student loans from to help them complete their 4 years of schooling, of higher learning, I guess you could say. I was even reading in the article that one parent said that I think another one of her children is going to Morehouse or is at Morehouse, and she says hopefully that Robert F. Smith makes a return to the school as being a commencement speaker, so they can do it all, hopefully do it all over again. But that's simply amazing because, like, you don't hear stuff like that. And that's very good because I've always said that student loans is the only form of debt that cannot be filed through bankruptcy. You can do anything else through bankruptcy, but except student loans. And student loans is definitely one of the highest form of debts in today's age. It used to be credit card debt way back in the 90s, but now student loan debt is definitely very, very high. They're even trying to implement something where they can eliminate student loan debt for millions of people. I don't know how long that's actually going to take or whenever that's actually going to take effect, but it would be nice because it actually hinders a lot of people from actually doing some things because it doesn't look good on the credit. But shout out to Robert F. Smith for doing this. And I will say this, I will say these two things. You won't see too many mainstream media outlets talking about this. I'm actually shocked that this actually was mentioned on somebody's show, on a particular mainstream outlet. And number two, Oprah would never do this. And this woman has been a billionaire for God knows how long, and I have yet to see her do this for any graduating class, whether it was a all male school or all women's school, HBCU, co-ed, none of that. I've yet to see her do it, and I know she hasn't done it because if she did, they would have put that on blast on every media market out there, and we would have known that she did do it. But let's not forget who we're talking about here. But she'll go over to Africa and build a school there. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, black kids do want to learn here too. But it is what it is. But again, shout out again to Robert F. Smith for doing this amazing thing. I'm very sure that these students are never going to forget that. And I think if I'm not mistaken, attend Morehouse. So I think he is a Morehouse grad. So it makes it even more better. Shout out to him. Shout out to the class of 2019, although the class of 2011 is the better class. I'm just saying none before or after will be able to compete. Let's just put it that way to put that into perspective. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one. Okay, I have to throw this last piece in here because something told me this was actually going to occur or pop up, and that was the point about Robert F. Smith being married to a white woman. If y'all didn't know, he is married to a former playmate, like a former Playboy bunny or whatever you want to call it. And I think they said they got married back in 2015, so they've been married for about 4 years. Now, I know that many of you are very against interracial relationships. I am too. I prefer to be with my own. However, in this instance, I'm willing to look past that because of what this man did for these 400 black men. There is not many times when you can sit there and say that a black man came and paid off your student loans for an entire graduating class full of black men. Oprah has not done it, and I know she won't do it. If she hasn't done it at Spelman, I know she ain't going to do it at Morehouse. Then you had the thing with Dr. Dre. He donated like what, $70 million, which is $30 million more than this man gave to pay off these men's student loans to a PWI that he didn't even attend. And ironically, now his daughter just got accepted to that school. And we remember how that all went down. What I liked about this, though, is that he's paying it forward. So this is basically going to send a message out to the graduating class. Hey, look what I did for you. Maybe you can go out into the world and do it for somebody else. And like I said, student loans are a huge hindrance for a lot of people because it can mess with your credit. Those of you who have student loans know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm willing to look past that part right there in this instance because of what he did for those black men, because he literally saved their financial future. Like, this is a huge paradigm shift happening right here. And if all you can see is the fact that this man was married to a white woman after that act that he just did over the weekend, then I don't know what more to tell you. Like, how many people do you know actually doing something like this? I've seen people donate money to schools, but I've never seen them pay off an entire graduating class's student loans. He could have went to a PWI and did what Dr. Dre did and did it for them, but he didn't. He did it for an HBCU. So with that regard, he has my respect.